This is CGTN, China Global Television Network.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Culture Express on CGTN, China Global Television Network. I'm Jennifer Hsiung in Beijing. Thanks for joining us. In today's show, we'll be delving into the lines, shapes, and spaces that define our cities, architecture. As an ancient capital city, Beijing is filled with many historical landmarks, but it has also become home to some of the world's most stunning architectural designs. Nestled between the city's bustling central business district and the nightlife-driven area known as Sanlitun is one of the newest go-to landmarks of Beijing, Parkview Green. The mixed-use building has not only set impressive sustainability standards in China, but has also narrowed the gap between ordinary citizens and art. Take a look. A one-of-a-kind building deserving of its name. Located by the heart of Beijing's central business district, the pyramid-shaped Parkview Green is hard to miss and is one of the greenest buildings in the capital city. It's alive! Just like Frankenstein, Parkview Green combines many different parts, or systems rather, that all work together to give it its eco-friendly DNA. Parkview Green has been designed with clear goals in mind: energy conservation and environmental protection. The key feature is the environmental shield that encloses its 5-block buildings. The shield helps to form an independent microclimate and environment in the space. This not only ensures that it is cool during the summer and warm in the winter, but also helps to reduce the levels of PM 2.5 within the building. General Manager Oliver Lai says that Parkview Green was designed to join the global elite of other green buildings worldwide. Parkview Green is the first project in China that has achieved LEED Platinum certification. LEED is the world's largest green building certification system, which sets the most stringent standards possible for leading energy and environmental sustainability.
I think we are the capital city, so we be capable to build the most green building to present to the world. The Chinese, we are really focused on the green. We are care about the environmental. We are care about the sustainability.
I'm standing on the longest indoor bridge in Asia. Now, the designers didn't build this bridge to break a new world record or just because it looks cool. They did it out of consideration. You see, when this building was being built, local residents complained that it would obstruct their direct path to the other neighborhoods. So this bridge was built so that people didn't have to walk around the building just to get to the other side. And this isn't the only bridge that Parkview Green has created. Ever since it opened its doors in 2012, the building has been applauded for forming an unprecedented link between its visitors and art. What can be better than to shop or stroll around and at the same time be able to admire the Salvador Dali sculptures scattered throughout the premise? If you think Parkview Green has a surreal feel to it, it's probably because of these Salvador Dali pieces. The mall houses the largest collection of Dali's work outside of Barcelona. But there's also a great collection of other contemporary artworks, from the more serious to the ones that invoke humor. Just like the environment, art is of high importance to this space. Parkview Green not only brings Dali, but a whole lot of other valuable and notable works of art from around the world for its visitors to enjoy year-round. It's like being in a museum, only you're allowed to go up and touch some of the artworks.
4 years ago, we started the open to the public. We set up our own mission is always fresh. It's looking like really a simple word, but for us it's a really tough mission. How we can maintain, how we can adjust, let the people they come in, they always feel fresh. So for instance, last 4 years we have the deco more than 500 contemporary art in terms of inside, outside, let the customer to enjoy all the office environment, the shop, restaurant, even the cinema. I think the next stage, we will focus on the traditional Chinese art, such like the when you was a kid, you use a bamboo to make the fire dragon by yourself, like a toy, and the paper card and the lantern, and we want to have the Chinese opera to how we can link the traditional Chinese art into the commercial.
Whether you're here to shop, eat, do business, or simply appreciate the art, Parkview Green is a unique space that has united Beijing's communities with its innovation and design. And joining me now in the studio is Mr. Zhao Liang, who is a city planner. Thank you so much for being with us today, and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for reminding me.
Now, climate change is a big issue these days, and China has really ramped up its efforts towards environmental protection and stability. As we just saw, Parkview Green is probably one of the most eco-friendly structures in the city, and it really proves that sustainability and aesthetics can be fused to create something beautiful and beneficial.
That's true, yeah.
So this concept of going green, is this an architectural trend in China right now, and what are the challenges?
I think it's not only in China. Yes, it is a trend in China and globally. Actually, we are facing more and more severe challenges from the environment, so we have to do something. So I still remember 10 years ago it was a concept and somebody like it and somebody not. They don't believe it, but I think today green buildings is more become reality like we just saw. And talking about challenges, of course, yes. I think the most, first of all, is the money, is investment. Generally speaking, green buildings are more expensive than a normal one, but I think it's going towards a stage that people try to balance the construction cost and operating cost, because we believe a well-designed green building probably save more energy in a lifelong cycle. So that is the one. The other challenge I think is what do you mean green? How do you call green? Because this is you kindly feel what it means, but actually it's the content become broader and broader. So now we not only have lead, we have well, we're talking about a comfort, we're talking about a community, many things. So people to know more about green, I think it'll go better. Yeah.
I see. Okay. And over the past decade, Beijing has experienced a wave of modern architectural wonders, thanks in large part to the 2008 Summer Beijing Olympics. Yeah. We have venues like the iconic Bird's Nest, the Water Cube, and of course, the very tower that we're in, the CCTV tower. And even right now, outside, skyscrapers are still going up every day and will drastically change the shape of the city. So any thoughts on how the city skyline will look like over the next decade and when it will finally be complete?
Well, it's never be complete. The city will go on and on and on. It's like an organ. It's always renovate itself. It's always, there's a driving force from the people to change it. So, for example, Beijing is not a city for today. It's already been here for thousands of years. It's still changing. So I think, yes, it's but the skyline, I think good things will be kept. And wherever people like it, people will try to keep it. So the city will become more rich and more contemporary and more fit to our life. I think that's a general trend.
I guess I was referring to, when you go to New York or certain cities and the postcards, you have the outline of the city skyline. So maybe in the CBD, once you can't build anymore in this area, perhaps then there will be a set iconic skyline that we can look forward to.
Yeah, it'll go higher and higher. Yeah.
And we've seen it done over and over again, the race for cities to build the world's tallest buildings. The Burj Khalifa in Dubai is currently the tallest one, with the Shanghai Tower coming in at number 2. And out of the 100 tallest buildings in the world, China accounts for a whopping 45 of them.
Oh, wow.
So what's the fascination and symbolism behind having the tallest building? And will we potentially see a shift from who has the tallest to who has the greenest buildings?
Right. Yeah, I think there's reason behind the competition for tallest building. It's very rational because tall means efficiency. So efficiency of using the land. And every piece of land has its value. When you build infrastructure, you build the subways, you build roads, and people come to arrive here. So that's people like to work together, gather together. So that's why every city almost have a CBD. So I think the tallest building, it's not only for iconic, for eye-catching, but also there's kind of economic reason behind it. Of course, it's a competition between different buildings. For example, this building is not compete for the height, but its shape. So everybody knows it. So I think in this way, it's probably a successful example. But for green, I think that has to do in the future. It's probably it's kind of content of the building. It's not the shape. Right. So when people know more about the city, know more about building, I think they will choose for green building. Actually, there's the top 500, Fortune 500 companies. They will, most of them will select the green building.
Okay. And I'm going to have to cut you off because we're about to take a short break. We've been talking about China's architecture industry with our studio guest, Mr. Zhao Liang. It's time now for a short break. Please stay with us.
This is CGTN.
You're watching CGTN. I'm Jeff Moody, live in Beijing.
You're watching CGTN.
Coming to you from Washington, D.C.